Hey guys, it's Jennifer and I have a 5 and 5 for you guys today. We are going to be talking about a couple of wins and a couple of losses. I'm going to go from worst to best, but they're all makeup products. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so the first thing is this eyebrow stamp system. So there are probably lots of brands of this, so I'm not going to focus and spend a whole lot of time on the brand because I think they all would function in the same way. But essentially, this is an eyebrow stamp, and it comes with a whole bunch of stencils, none of which, by the way, really fit my eyebrows because mine are a lot thinner than these. Even the ones that look like they would be pretty thin are still really big or really long. And they do have some thin ones, but then there's still a length issue. So like this is a pretty thin one, right? But the length, I mean, it's obviously not a fit for me, but you can see what I mean. It comes way down here. So it's just, these are not practical for me. I'm going to keep these for like costume makeup and stuff like that, but the stencils are not great. But and, you know, honestly, maybe if it did come with a stencil that was the right size for me, it might make a huge difference in this review. So I do want to say that. But this powder system, it basically is like this. And you go in and you powder, 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 and it adds the color. It's not fun. Like I said, you don't have a stencil that works. I find the powder to be really obviously powdering your brows. It's hard to comb through and make it look natural. The whole system is just, I don't know. Again, if there was a stencil that was my perfect size, and it would be amazing if they would allow some customization, that might make a huge difference. But also this is too big as well. Like, I mean, that's huge. And the stencil needs to be right up against your skin and fit you exactly in order for this not to go on your skin. So just didn't love that, and I'm ready to say goodbye. Next is this Covergirl Clean Invisible. This was sent to me free for review, I believe, from Influenster. I'll double check that. But this is their Clean Invisible pressed powder. This is not it. This does nothing for me. It is not it. So here is what it looks like. And I'm going to, oh, I've got that brow stuff all over me. All right, so we're going to, let me show you a clean finger. And I'm going to really, 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 really go in here. And you can see that powder. And this is what it looks like. Do you see that? There is like the tiniest bit of payoff. Let's do that again. Let's go in close. Yeah. So it looks like it's going to show up, but it doesn't get off the skin. Even when I press very hard, it's still mostly on my finger. It's a really bizarre formula. I don't love it. It's not great on my skin. It makes my pores look even larger somehow. And it's because it's got a little bit of sheen. I don't think you're gonna be able to see that sheen, but there's a little bit of sheen in there. Anyway, setting powder, this just is not the one for me. Did not like it. All right, next we have the Moira Lasting Priming Cream Shadow in Beige. I got this on sale, thankfully, so it wasn't a total loss. It looks like this. It is basically your MAC Pot Plus. That's basically what this is. It didn't work for me as a primer. My eyes shadow creased and moved like crazy, unfortunately. That Urban Decay Potion Priming Pot, or whatever it's called, Priming Potion. It's not the funnest to put on. Like, I love the consistency of this because it's thick and I can really sort of pat it in, but it doesn't work. And the Urban Decay works. It keeps my eyebrows. It keeps my eyeshadow from creasing. It holds everything in place. And I must have oily eyelids because it's no matter of time. I definitely have hooded, and so you can see like where things are open, like you would expect some creasing there, but this just didn't hold that eyeshadow, so I did not love that. If you like the MAC Pot, then that might be a perfect dupe, and it may work perfectly at a much more affordable price, but it just didn't work for me. That Urban Decay is the only one so far that works for me. So I guess that's where I gotta stick. All right, next we have the SEPHORA, what is this called? It is their powder foundation. Oh, Matte Perfection Powder Foundation. I got mine in 02 Porcelain Neutral. This is also not an empty, but it is so light for me, I cannot use it. Well, okay, there's two things I will say about it negative, and this is specific to me. It is too light for me because it is light, and I'm usually the fairest shade or next to the fairest shade. So that goes to show you what a great inclusive shade range they have. It's just I got mine way too light. And number two, my skin is way too dry at 37 years old to be able to use this comfortably. It has a really, really great feel. It really does. And it applies beautifully. And if you are into a powder foundation, this blends beautifully. It's got great coverage, and honestly, I really would recommend it. It's really good. Just make sure you get your color, but for me, it's just my skin is too dry for this now. So I think I'm kind of past the powder foundation phase in my life, but if that's something that interests you, it's a really nice one with really nice packaging. Get it at the 30% off on the Sephora sale VIBs. It's excellent. All right, finally, the last product, and I know that I'm going over on time, but I did want to spend a little bit of time on this one. This is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer with Broad Spectrum SPF in the color Light Zero Terre Nueve. Terre Nueve, I think that's right. Okay, this is the best tinted moisturizer I've ever used in my life. I am wearing it right now, and as you can see, it is radiant, it is beautiful, it is light, it is excellent. I love this, and I don't love it better than salt, just because the salt application is easier for me. It's more balmy, and so it's easier to work with. This I apply like a regular foundation using a sponge. You could rub it in if you're cool with putting your hands on your skin. I don't really like doing that outside of moisturizer. I don't like makeup stuff on my hands. But this is the most beautiful tinted moisturizer. I have tested so many, and I'm just looking like in the viewfinder at my skin. This is gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. My only complaint in the world is that every color tends to lean a bit warm, and I am neutral leaning cool. So leaning warm, I do have to work just a little bit more, but as you can see, I mean, I love, they're mowing the yard right outside my window. I love this tinted moisturizer. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. I'm not in the game to purchase a new tinted moisturizer because I have so many foundations I'm using right now, but also because I love salt so much. But if I was ever going to pick up another tinted moisturizer, this one, all day long. This is the one. It's beautiful. I love it. Comes with bonus SPF if you care about that, but in the summer, it's just fantastic. Really love this one a lot. All right, guys, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments down below if you've used any of these and if we have similar shared experiences, or if not, because that helps other people as well. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!